Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Steve. Good
We're
morning.
welcome. Good morning. Welcome, Live Audiophile Roundtable. I'm Steve Westman. This is Michael T.
Hey,
Lots of
guys. Good
lots to
morning.
talk about. And
Yes.
I want the viewers. I got questions for the viewers today too, because it's really about budget. And I'm curious to know a lot of the folks, like, do you have a budget when it comes to buying some of these expensive records? But we'll talk about that in a bit. Today, of course, audiophile must-haves. On the thumbnail, you saw. I'll put it up. I got it here. I can tell you what I thought. This is Buckingham Nicks, of course, self-titled. Was this 1973? It first came out, I believe.
Yeah.
Rhino Hi-Fi. They sold out 5,000 pretty quickly, right? I think it was like the quickest they've ever sold out a
Within a
hi-fi
day, I
record
believe.
before. Yeah.
It was less than a day,
What
wasn't
was
it?
it
Yeah.
before that? The Sabbath self-titled, I think, took like 2 or 3, 4 days. This one sold out 1 or 2 days in. And it
And
comes with it.
Paranoid sold fast too.
Oh, that's right. Paranoid sold in a day or two, and then it comes with a little mini hi-fi.
I didn't know
I,
that.
yeah, there it
Mine is
is.
arriving later today.
Yeah, mini hi-fi. I found mine today. I know people have been complaining about putting. It was a little tight to put the album or the record back in the album sleeve. I didn't find
Mhm.
mine to be that hard this time.
Okay.
Not sure if that's just luck. Not sure.
Interesting.
But yeah, well, good morning, everyone. Everyone's
Good
joining
morning.
us now. And then, of course, I did a comparison because I have my
Oh,
Canadian. This is like a reissue. If you see here, it
okay.
says collector's item. So it's a
All
reissue
right.
of the Canadian quality record label. And this sounds pretty good too. This is bought this years ago now and didn't really listen
Yeah,
to it that
I'm
much.
really looking forward to comparing these. And the reason I'm wearing my Sound City shirt, that is
Why
where
are
this album was recorded. It was
right?
recorded
I was going to ask
at
you that.
Sound City. Yeah.
So I'm sure obviously a lot of people bought it. I'm curious to know their thoughts. Anyone that's watching right now, what your thought of the sound of it. So I did a little comparison of my Buckingham Nicks Rhino Hi-Fi, cut by Kevin Gray, analog tapes,
Interesting.
with my. So this is. It says collector's item on here. So this is I believe this must be a Canadian edition. I don't know, but this is a reissue, probably a few years after it first came out, probably 2-3 years after. I bet you this is like 1976. Again, I should probably prepare and look at Discogs, but whatever. I did compare the two. So there's been a lot of I think pretty positive news on the Rhino Hi-Fi page with regards to Buckingham Nicks. But I found, doing the head-to-head between my Canadian reissue, you're gonna find on the guitars, like Lindsey Buckingham's guitar, way more snap and sizzle. I'm just trying to really,
Mhm.
it really comes out at you more. I hate to use, it sounds like Lindsey Buckingham's guitars are in the room, but it really, they're more out there than my other Buckingham Nicks record. So really, it's more noticeable, wider soundstage. I'd almost say that it's not to say that Kevin cut it hotter, but it just has that feel to it. And I think people will be really pleasantly surprised with the sound, especially the vocals. Stevie's vocals, very crisp.
Interesting. Great to
And I
hear
mean,
that.
it's $39, so you can't. It's not like you're making a big investment out of that. Yes, that label is Canadian, so I did say that this is the Canadian collector's edition. It probably came out, David, in 1976 or so. I don't know. Sounds pretty good. Quality
Has
records, I
anybody
guess.
out there, I wonder, purchased the Chris Bellman all analog cut, the one being sold at Target, Amazon,
I read
etc.?
I read some reviews on that. People seem to say it sounds really good as well, which it
Great.
does because, again, remember, same tape was used. And of
Yes.
course, they're using the equipment at Bernie Grundman Studios. So why
And I'll
wouldn't it?
probably end up buying that and doing a shootout. It's not that
It's
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 25 bucks.
AAA, right?
Yeah, 25 bucks on Amazon.
Yeah.
Definitely worth trying.
Yeah, I do believe I'm assuming Lindsay would have approved it all. I mean, obviously, he was definitely sent test pressings. Stevie, probably not bothering. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Just like a lot of people ask me about the Rhino Reserves, I have no idea the Rhino Reserve titles. No one, I'm not privy to any of that information, guys. Just so you know. So when it comes out, or it sneaks on elusive discs, I had no idea. This came out or that came out. I had no clue. Just a surprise to me. So lots to talk about. So let's get right into, I think, must have. You hold up the Buckingham Nicks must have audiophile. I guess if you one of 5,000 that bought it, you're going to say, yeah, it's a must have. I mean, it's one of those records that didn't do well when it first came out in 1973. Nicks and Buckingham thought they had a hit, but it didn't do well. Didn't I don't think it got a lot of airplay. Didn't sell very well. It lasted in the Billboard charts for a minute. I think it recharted in the early 80s as well, and then it sort of disappeared and wasn't on vinyl until now, 50 years later.
But it got him into Fleetwood Mac.
And that's the reason why it got him into Fleetwood Mac. And what was that song? I think it's Lola, with one of the songs inside too, right? If you listen to the beginning of that song, it has a lot of the same guitar chords as the Chain.
Mm-hmm. And Crystal
So it's
also. Crystal was recorded by Fleetwood Mac. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, without this record, you wouldn't have Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Like what we experienced from, of course, their second self-titled all the way through.
Steve, I recall, weren't you on a Wilco podcast recently? You mentioned that to me.
My friend Todd reached out to me, does something called a Shoving Wilco podcast, and he wanted me to dust off my Wilco records and give his listeners on his podcast my top pick. So I'll put it up here. This is the Shoving Wilco podcast. It was a lot of fun. We had a good conversation. Talked about sort of my experience collecting records, and then we went right into a reviewing. I think I gave maybe 3, 4, 5 different picks of my favorite sounding Wilco records, and a lot of them, if you guys didn't realize this, were mastered by Robert Ludwig, and the reissues were still mastered by Robert Ludwig, but Chris Bellman cut them to vinyl. So check out Shoving Wilco podcast on Apple, Spotify. You can see there. It was a lot of fun. I want to thank Todd for that. I know he's a fan of the show, and if he's watching,
was that just yesterday? I see the 19th.
Yeah, it just dropped yesterday.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, have a listen. Yeah, Shoving Wilco, good podcast, and Todd is just a professional podcaster.
Fantastic.
Wants me on. I'm like, geez. But yeah, fantastic stuff. So lots to talk about today. Again, audiophile must-haves. You're going to say, and I know folks are probably going to agree, is the Buckingham Nicks an audiophile must-have?
Is it?
Is it?
It depends on who you ask, I think, right?
Is it? I don't know. I think it is.
I personally, for me, yeah, I love the record. For myself, it is, and for you, it is, obviously. If you're a later Fleetwood Mac fan, you know.
I think going forward too, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, but budget. I'll put it out there as well. Does any of you watching today have a budget when it comes to buying records, or you just buy willy-nilly and just put it on the credit card and pray and hope that one day the credit card goes down? You know what I mean? Like, or are you selective on what you buy? Are we more selective than we were 5, 6 years ago when it was more demand and more excitement when some of these issues came out? Again, I think it's been pretty exciting lately with, getting the Hendrix and mono 45 RPM UHQR. That one's limited to 2,500. You can get the stereo version. I believe that's limited to 4,000. And those are brand new remasters, obviously, right? That Bernie Grundman did of those ones. So you're getting a fresh remaster of those two Jimi Hendrix Access Bold, right? I believe.
Yeah, well, what they generally do when they have the tapes, they'll cut 33 and 45 lacquers. So Chad may have had those lacquers when he had the 33s. That's probably most likely what happened.
So we don't know for sure if that's a fresh cut. It could have been from metal from years back, from when it was first.
Yeah, well, they probably never even made metal. It might just be the lacquers they stored or made metal and they waited. But I know they generally will cut 33 and 45 together, even if they don't release both.
So nowhere on there does it say that it was recut then? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Well, the 45s have never been issued before. That's the thing. This is from the famous 33 UHQR.
Yeah. So, well, maybe they...
So they're still new,
Yeah. Because I think that Classic Records used to do that. They would cut metal for both 33 and 45 and something.
Yeah, because the 45 cuts exist for Who's Next, and the test pressings have sold on eBay. And there have been QRP test pressings that have never been issued because Chad has those parts for Who's Next.
Yeah.
By Chris Bellman. Yeah.
So my question to everyone that's watching is the Jimi Hendrix record an audiophile must-have? Access Bold as Love. I have this. I have the CD. I got to pull it out somewhere. I do have the CD, and I believe that CD that I have was originally mastered from the analog tape from George Marino years back. I want to say, I could be completely wrong. I know my Are You Experienced? I think you could probably still buy it at Walmart. Was an analog George Marino cut as well.
Yeah, I believe the previous issues that were authorized by the Hendrix family were both George Marino cuts. They issued them as mono and stereo. They have the little hype sticker. I have those.
Okay. What does it say right now? Does it say cut from the analog tapes, or what does
Yeah,
it
it says all analog
not that we can
Yeah.
believe the analog or the hype sticker these days, right? But
Well, the stereo one says all analog remaster from the original 2-track master tapes by Jimi's original engineer.
yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. And the other one says all analog mastering from the original monophonic master tapes. These are the ones that were authorized by the Hendrix family. And they're relatively inexpensive. They're still in print from what I believe.
So I mean the UHQRs that Analog Production puts out, the big boxes and MoFi's one-step boxes. I mean, I get it. I mean, you want to sort of be different for the market and have this premium album, but is the demand for these boxes, is it going to go down a little bit? Is it do people want to spend that type of money? I mean, $150 is a lot of money for a lot of people, myself included, because I'm Canadian, so we know the exchange rate and duty. I want to get that record. I mean, it's a Hendrix is great. It's a great sounding record.
I get excited finding originals. Here I have one with a Steamboat.
You have an original
label.
there?
Yeah, with a Steamboat label.
Okay.
And the one I don't have, but I've heard from friends, the UK track Hendrixes sound amazing,
Yeah.
I also have a UK. They issued it as a twofer. One side was "Are You Experienced?" and the other side
seen that.
was.
Yeah, that's cool. How's that sound?
I haven't played it lately. This is available on music cassettes. This is a little bit later. It's all right, but from what I've heard, the track UKs are the ones to get for Hendrix. But it's really cool to have an original Steamboat label. It's a little worn out, but it's still fun to play it.
I wonder at some point we're going to get like audiophile fatigue.
Yeah.
I'm talking both. Okay, I'm collecting all these records. I don't have time to listen to them. That part of it, and also the financial fatigue as well. You got to be selective. There's been a few viewers here. I saw one comment in particular. Someone mentioned they're selective now. So I think we're way more selective, all of us, than we were 5 years ago. Of course, I'm answering for myself. I can't answer for everyone that's watching.
Yeah, I'm selective. However, if you see something like, say, if another Black Sabbath Rhino Hi-Fi dropped, and I hadn't planned for it, and I know it's going to sell out in a day, then I would put that on the credit card.
Well, we know that Black Sabbath, the next two Rhino Hi-Fis that they put out, will be Black Sabbath sometime next year. So yeah,
okay,
they'll be out.
Yeah, that would be one I would just find a way of getting, because I know it would sell out in a day.
So Charlie White, audiophile fatigue. I'm there now, right?
Yeah.
This is another thing, Chris, and this is a good point. Shelf space is not unlimited either. That's another thing too. Unless you're living, okay, here's the thing. Unless you're a single guy with a 3-bedroom house, no other responsibilities but buying records, yeah, go for it. But like most of us, we're married, have a family, limited space, limited time because you're working for a living, looking after your family, looking after kids, driving to activities. It gets tougher and tougher as the years go by. So I look at this right now, and maybe I'll enjoy my collection more in 20 years when I have less to do around the house and maybe more space. But that's the thing too. In the boxes, right? I mean, yeah, they're a bit smaller here, right?
Yeah.
So people are not happy with the smaller boxes because they're not consistent with the old ones. Is that
so? Basically, here's my
That's what I have.
Yep. Yeah. So this is what they're talking about. They had it. It's hard to see it. There was a dowel here. See that? You've seen it. They got rid of that. They don't have that anymore. Now it's just a box.
I have that box. I forgot to bring it from upstairs to show it.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore. They would pull out that way. They got rid of that.
2 Black Sabbaths out next year. That's right. Pretty simple. Figure it. It's not hard to figure out which ones they will probably be. Just figure it out based on what was released. This is Math 101.
And the order they were released. Let's leave it at that.
Math 101. Simple stuff. Yeah, space is limited. Space in the bedroom is limited. People store their records in the bedroom. Okay. Like the bedroom you sleep in, or the
Or spare
bedroom
bedroom.
spare bedroom?
In my case, I have so many records that it's both. I'm embarrassed to say.
So I guess, yeah, I think Zoo Station here getting high cost fatigue, audiophile
Mhm.
fatigue is what I said. I think that's why we have the Rhino, which is obviously doing well. I know it's interesting too with the Rhino Hi-Fi. There's a few records that they couldn't release, still license, maybe management or artist issues. So they have them. They were actually supposed to release another one with the Sex Pistols last month, but it did not happen. And they're
Oh, yeah,
hoping for it.
there were supposed to be 2 titles,
Yeah,
and one, the licensing didn't
I
come
have
through.
it. I had it. It's right here. I
You
have it.
had a test pressing.
I don't have the test press. I have the actual one,
Okay.
like a non-numbered one.
So
And
they actually made it, and they went all the
yeah,
way to Stoughton and made the jackets, but they
it's
just
all
couldn't
there. I
release
have
it?
it. I just can't show it.
Is it Milli Vanilli or?
It was at the last minute the Milli Vanilli estate decided to pull it because apparently it
Yeah.
wasn't the same singers as the guys on the cover.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever heard that story.
yeah.
So yeah, so who knows? It's interesting. Like even some of these big labels have issues with the artists or the management where they can't release records even though they're printed. Weird.
Yeah.
Some are missing the dowel. Can't it be optional? I think we're really, I mean, I get it. You want to, if you're a completist, yeah, I get it. Oh, one other thing too. I noticed, who was it? James Smith here, end of August Beatles mono on Beatles site. Now it has been wiped from the site. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't hear that. So James Smith said that he went to the Beatles site in at the end of August and
Mhm.
bought Beatles and mono on the Beatles site at the end of August. Now it's been wiped from the site. So they must have had some extra ones. So that's why they probably put it up. I didn't hear that.
Is that eventually gonna be repressed again or no?
I don't know.
Is that
They
it?
got them. They have the metal.
Yeah.
No idea. No idea. But I know a lot are happy because Anthology, November 21st, number 4, you can buy as a single release, not
Oh,
buying the
interesting.
entire box set. So I've got the 3 CDs from years back, of course, 95. I think I might buy I mean, they're going to be, you can buy them for years. And this is the thing, and this is what we've learned. I'm going to save you guys a lot of money. Let It Be came out, remix to fanfare. I don't know what the box is going for at the time, but whatever boxes go for at the time, now you can probably still buy them for 60 to 80 bucks, less than half of what they came out with. So these are gonna be mass produced because they're digital and not an analog thing. If you don't need it right away in terms of overall vinyl buying fatigue, wait till it goes on sale in a year.
Mhm.
I mean, the music's been around for 60 years, Michael. It's not going away.
It's
You're not
not going
missing much.
away.
You're
No.
not missing much. So we'll have to see. But for me, for anyone that's watching, I mean, we're talking about Buckingham Nicks. I got my Canadian reissue copy and the Rhino Hi-Fi. It sounds great. And I got my little mini Rhino Hi-Fi.
Was that mini Rhino Hi-Fi
Got
inside the?
crying in the night. Don't let me down again.
Yeah.
And races are run. This is separate. It wasn't
Wait,
inside.
is that a
Wasn't inside
7-inch
the.
single?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
I'll
was
put
the
it up.
option. I remember that.
Let me
Yeah.
show you. Little mini. It's pretty much a replica of the. So
I believe they were radio remixes.
yeah,
That's what they were. Yeah. Mhm.
and all from the
Yeah.
analog tape, of course. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice little feature. I think these were sold out pretty quick as well, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
there was only 2,000 of the 5,000
Yeah.
of those. I recall that. Yeah.
And I know in the liner notes of Buckingham Nicks, most of you guys who have it will see it. I can show you here. There's the tape box for it, location recording services, Anthem Records is the client, the
Mhm.
program. It's Buckingham Nicks. But in here they were mentioning, or Stevie Nicks was mentioning, she hates the cover of this thing. Clearly not something they liked. She liked more of what was on the inside, right? Like what they saw here. This is a very happy time for them. She was mentioned in the liner notes, so not really big. She's not a big fan of this. It's not the greatest album cover in the world. I mean, look at Lindsey Buckingham's hair. Come on, a little bit of fur down the middle of his chest.
Mm.
Yeah, 1973. That's what was going on in 73. Wow. We got lots more to talk about. So does everyone that's watching agree though? I put it, I'll put it up again. It was our thumbnail. These two, Buckingham Nicks and UHQRs, Axis Bold, are they audiophile must-haves? Do you guys
And
need
again, the
those?
comment someone is asking, wasn't that recorded at Sound City? That is why I'm wearing the Sound City shirt right now. It was recorded at Sound City. Yes. It was when they first opened. It was one of their earlier
So,
projects.
so it says here too. I said 1973. I think it was 74. This was recorded, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was December 74. It says here I'll just read the first sentence. Fate was working overtime at Sound City in November of 1974 when Mick Fleetwood first heard the voices, songwriting, and destiny on Buckingham Nicks. And you could say the rest is history after that. So
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac was at, or Mick Fleet was at Sound City at the time in December or November of 1974.
Yeah. Produced by Keith Olsen.
Yep. But I mean, it wasn't a big hit at all. And yeah, it was recorded at Sound City.
Here's the original gatefold, by the way.
Yeah, and again, my little Rhino Mini has that too, right? Sort of that same replicated, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd say they're audiophile must-haves. If you've got the must-have money and you're not fatigued out and you're selective on what you buy, because guess what? We got the Beatles coming out in November 21st. So you want the anthology. Who knows? They might surprise us with the Rubber Soul box. Who knows what might happen? I mean, again, anyone's guess. You've got more Rhino Hi-Fi coming. I think there's some more stuff in November, December probably, and then of course all of next year. They seem to release stuff every 2 months, so we'll see what happens there. Then we have Rhino Reserve. I want to talk about the Rhino Reserve. I know this is very interesting. I don't know the titles of Rhino Reserve. I'm not privy to any information on that one at all.
Yeah, and initially they started with Chris Bellman, then they've had Matthew Luthens at the mastering lab cut.
Yeah,
Now they've gone to a third cutting engineer.
They've really spread the love around.
Yeah.
So first off here, and this is Porno for Pyro. So if you want to grab this record, it's just coming out. It's
October 3rd.
Tell us about this one. What's the story on this record?
Well, they're kind of going in a different direction. They're doing some newer material. This is October 3rd release. There was another one called the Von Bondies coming out.
Right here.
What's interesting? Show them the little clip from Joe and Ina Hernes.
Hold on one second though. But who mastered this one?
These were cut at Sterling Sound by up and coming engineer Joe and Ina Hernes. He works alongside Ryan Smith at Sterling Sound, and he was in charge of cutting both of those from the original analog master tapes. A new direction. There you go.
I love this.
He posted this yesterday
on Facebook. He's like, "This is so cool. I've never thought I'd have my name on a hype sticker. Way to go, Joe. That's cool.
Way to go, Joe. October 3rd. Yes.
Those will sound great.
Yeah.
Are you buying those? I bet you a lot of people are.
Yeah. I definitely will get the Porno for Pyros, and the other one I'm just going to think about. I recently bought the Tango in the Night that Matthew Luthens cut too. Yeah. And I also got Giant Steps.
So one thing about the Matthew Luthen cuts, remember those are all tube. We're from the mastering lab. These are all tube cuts, guys.
The mastering lab ones. Correct.
Anything mastering lab is all tube. So getting back to it, I have some really cool stuff to show that's all tube. And I think you guys will really like it. So you know Zev Feldman. Heard of him?
I have not.
They're coming out with something called the Time Traveler recordings featuring new reissue series from the legendary Muse record catalog. So I have in front of me Matt Luthen's all analog, and I've got, what do I got here? I've got Ray Brooks, Kenny Barron, Carlos Garnett, incredible sounding, and again, all from the analog tape and all tube, cut at the mastering lab by Matt.
What record label is that? What record label?
So this is it's Jazz Detective Zev Feldman. It's going to be the Muse Recordings Master Edition. It's the Time Travelers recordings. It's a new series that Zev Feldman brought out. So these sound great, and of course, good value. So there's awesome. Kenny Barron, Sunset to Dawn, right here, really well packaged. You got Carlos Garnett, Cosmos Nucleus. So 1970s, huh? I think this is 70s. 76. Yeah. And then 72, Roy Brooks, The Free Slave. This one sounds amazing. Some good stuff
Yeah.
coming out. Muse Records Master Edition.
Steve, I want to tell you about a new release that I just picked up. It just came out this month. So
Okay.
it's an interesting story on this one. This was recorded back in 2010, and it wasn't. It was put on hold for some time, and then I found about it through my friend Gary Coe from Genesis Technologies. He brought it over. I played it. I heard it about a week ago. Levi Seitz cut this. The Mighty Rootsman. It's a reggae record.
Hold on, that's really cool.
It's really cool, yeah. So it's some of the top reggae performers. 3 of them have unfortunately passed away since this was made. But here's the cool thing about it. It is cover songs in reggae style, and they're great. It has Tom Petty, I Won't Back Down. It has Love the One You're With. Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle. Peace Train, The Eagles, Take It Easy. Side 2, you get Drift Away, Summer Breeze, Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop, Sunshine on My Shoulders, and Bad Fingers, Come and Get It.
How much is that?
I paid $26 for it. It's on Amazon.
So they have Fly Like, is it Fly Like an Eagle on there too? The Steve Miller band?
Yes, and
Is Steve Miller, is Steve Miller on that?
No, they're covers by these the Mighty Rootsmen.
Okay, my question on that, right? Because doesn't it say the credits have guitar on Fly Like an Eagle? It says Steve Miller, and then Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers guitar on I Won't Back Down.
Let me go back and look. I literally just got this. You are correct. Steve Miller plays guitar on Violet Eagle, and Mike Campbell, yeah.
And so Dan Petty, I'm assuming, who plays lead guitar, would that be relation to Tom and maybe his son?
I don't know, but it's a great sounding record. Like I said, Levi Seitz at Black Mastering cut this.
Yeah.
And I actually messaged him just this morning to find out where it sounds really good. He said it was pressed at Optimal in Germany. The Mighty Rootsman.
I need to buy that. Kyle asked, I know we're jumping all over the place, but I don't want to lose the comment because I normally do. But they should mention the tube cut and the hype stick, or tube cut by Matt Luthans that the mastering lab sells itself. I agree. All tube cut. So these records here, I mean, from the analog tapes, all tube. I mean, for years we were always saying, why doesn't Kevin Gray do more all tube? Well, here you go, guys. Anything mastering lab, those Rhino Reserves, so Tango in the Night, Coltrane, that Luthans did, all tube, and they sound fantastic.
They do fantastic, yes. Correct. Anyway, I played this for the first time this morning right before the show, and I just loved it. I mean, I heard 1 or 2 tracks before.
Yeah, it's really cool.
For $26, it's a great deal. Go get it.
I did not find my toothbrush. Okay.
Where to now, Steve?
Well,
we've talked about so much stuff today. We've talked about so much stuff already.
And then Fred was mentioned, and hi, Fred. Access is ready to ship.
Yeah. Hey, I know where we should go next, Steve. Our friend Shane Bettner from Intervention Records.
Hold on, this is huge.
Let's talk about this. Our friend
Hold on.
Bettner from Intervention Records.
So hang on, I got a picture. So Shane was just with Kevin. Here's a picture.
This was one week ago. Shane Bettner went to Coherent to cut new projects for Intervention
I wonder
Records.
What's being cut on that lathe as we look at that lathe at 2:03 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I think it says there. Wonder what that is, because Sun Records. Hold on, I'm holding something up that's interesting. I'm going to start a rumor here. Could it be Chris Isaak?
We were talking about Chris Isaak.
This is my original. This is a fantastic selling record. I know Patrick Piebethal doesn't think so, but
yes, and I know that. Could it be? Could it be an all analog cut from? Yeah, it could be. You never know, right? I have the RSD that Levi cut with the Sun Records label on it, right?
Yeah.
So Chris Isaak stuff's being released on Sun now. I also have this record called Beyond the Sun, where he does Sun Records covers. This is also an RSD record.
So do you think it's going to be Chris Isaak that Intervention Records is
coming out with? Could it be all analog Chris Isaak that Shane's working on?
These two guys are doing Chris Isaak? No. That'd be huge.
I don't know. We'll find out.
We don't know, everyone.
Or could it be it might be a surprise. It might be something we don't know.
I'm putting it out in the universe because we know that these are obviously an original. What am I doing here? Original costs a lot of money. They sound great. People want them. I know Levi Seitz did a digital cut of these, of this one in particular as well, a few years ago.
Yeah, he did that. And he also did one called Beyond the Sun. I have that too. Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out what's going on with Intervention Records. We should know soon.
Like how soon?
I don't know how soon. How soon is soon?
So we're starting rumors here, right? We got Milli Vanilli, Rhino Hi-Fi delayed.
They're waiting for the two guys to approve it, right? That's the thing.
Exactly.
But who approves it? The people that were the actors or the real people? Well,
Yeah,
one of them
exactly.
passed away, actually.
I think, yeah, one of
can't
them did.
approve
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Wicked Games, yeah, big song in its day. Big MTV play, of course, years back.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice. Come on, Shane, get it done. Because when Shane was on from Intervention Records, that was one of his dreams, was to do the Chris Isaak catalog.
Mm-hmm. Perfectly,
and I feel it's such a perfect fit for Intervention Records and
it is, yes.
for the Sun label. So hopefully something happens. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So do you know when any of those that Kevin and Shane are working on will be dropped for public consumption to get more audiophile fatigued?
I mean, we're in September, so I don't know how long the turnaround will be. However, I don't know how much the thing is, Shane does not price his records at $100, so they're relatively affordable,
Yeah.
Intervention records are not $100 a piece. They're about 35 or 40,
Well, I think going back to the box sets, I think something like Access, $125, people are going to buy that. It's only limited to 2,500. When you get into the 5,000 or 6,000 editions, those aren't going to sell quickly because it's not as in demand.
Yeah. What is the price point for the double 45? Is it 125 or 150? Which one is it?
I think it's 120. I can't remember.
I got to double check.
150. Sorry, I'm wrong. So it's it's 150.
So it's 150 for the double 45 Axis Bold as Love.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
But here's something that I think some people are excited about. It came out a long time ago, 70 years already, but look at this. Frank Sinatra and the Wee Small Hours 70th anniversary Tone Poet vinyl reissue.
Wait a minute. I thought Tone Poet did mostly Blue Note stuff. What's going on here?
Well, I'm asking you that. So this is, again, we know, Sgt. Pepper was sort of a concept album. Even Revolver from the Beatles was, I guess, you can argue, was a concept album. This would have been the very first known concept album, 1955, in the Wee Small Hours, Frank Sinatra. Now, this one's marking the 70th anniversary on November 14th, produced for release by our friend Joe Harley. The new Tone Poet vinyl edition was mastered by Kevin Gray from the original Analogue master tapes, pressed at 180-gram vinyl at RTI.
So I'll tell you a little technical detail I read about this one, Steve. They ran two machines simultaneously for this, and one of the tapes was used over and over and over for who knows how long, decades. They went and took the second one that had not been run over and over and over, and they assembled it as a reel for each side one and side two. So they used one that was basically unused, an original tape, to cut this new version.
So how many of you are going to buy this? What's the price on this? Is there a price on this? Does it come with
usually Tone Poet is $39.
Does it say here though? So this would be about a $40 record.
Yeah,
so,
okay. But they have the Stoughton gatefold jacket. They're really nice presentations, Yeah. This one I would consider getting. I probably will get this one, actually. I'm a Frank Sinatra fan.
Here, look at. Well, you can pre-order it. I'll do that. See if that will work. So I'm just curious. So $38.98. You guys can see here. Ships on November 14th. Cool.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one.
I've never been a big Frank Sinatra fan, but again, first concept album, and that one's really never been an audiophile type of pressing. I guess the originals are ones that are sought after, but
yeah, MoFi did do a Frank Sinatra box set. Remember that?
That's right, they did one.
Yeah,
but I don't think that record was part of that set.
Was it? I can't remember.
Someone can correct me. I don't remember.
I don't know where they started. So
I think it wasn't. But he talked about last week. We were talking about dad rock. This is grandpa music at this point.
Is it great grandpa rock or is it grandpa rock?
I don't know. It'd be grandpa rock if you're my age.
grandpa
music.
Glenn Miller.
Depends how old you are. If you're 30, this is great grandpa music. So it's funny. But yeah, I mean, good to see 70th anniversary of this record, first concept album, 1955.
Yeah.
$40, not bad,
Yeah.
not bad. So yeah, I think MoFi Charlie said did the Reprise Records catalog.
No, but I remember songs for Swinging Lovers and Come Dance with Me being in there. So those
Okay.
were Capitol records.
Wee Small
Yeah.
Hours definitely. I don't remember.
But
Again,
maybe they didn't
I'm not
release.
a
I don't
Frank
know.
Sinatra. I don't know anything much about Frank Sinatra. So
I used to have a MoFi gold CD of Frank Sinatra. Which one? Song Swinging Lovers. At one point.
Travis, when we talk about this a lot, oh, you can hear them in the room, especially Lindsay's guitar. It really is up front. You can really hear it. A lot of clarity there.
Yeah.
A lot going on. So we've got Shane Sun Records doing something there.
Hopefully, yes.
Could it be Chris Isaac? That would be cool. I think when Patrick Milligan is on from Rhino, he said something about Rhino Reserve possibly doing some sort of box set at some point. That would be cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's still happening. Again, everything changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depends. Again, it just Sinatra. I don't know. It's not something I'm into.
Have you
Tony?
seen? You were talking about Rhino Reserve a minute ago and Porno for Pyros and Von Bondies. Did you see they're also doing a Yes 90125?
Another one, yeah.
Yes, so there's going to be a Yes 90125 Rhino Reserve.
So there's okay. So isn't there
the AP 75?
Yeah, AP 75. That's right. And then that's in 45. And that was that a Chris Bell? That was a Kevin Gray, I think, did that one.
I can't remember who did that one. I'm losing track.
It's hard to keep track and keep up with this stuff, eh?
And then like MoFi is doing a double 45 of the Stooges that was just released by Rhino Hi-Fi too. There's just so much overlap right now, you know.
So what do you guys think of this overlap? I mean, again, it's talking about audiophile fatigue in a way. This is a fatiguing thing when you're getting the same album on different labels at different time. One's a 33 RPM, one's a 45, one comes out 6 months after the other. You've already bought the 33, now the 45 comes out. Gets to a point where there's only so much money in your bank account that you want to spend on this
and that
stuff,
happened to me about a year ago, Steve. I bought the self-titled Bad Company, the first album, as a double AP 45.
And then Rhino Hi-Fi came out.
And I was like, I'm not going to buy it again. I mean, I appreciate the work both engineers did on it, but I'm not going to go buy it yet again, you know. I think one was Ryan Sterling, other one was Kevin Gray. Yeah.
Well, Charlie's saying he's like, overlap labels are saturating the marketplace with identical or similar releases. Well, yeah, overlap saturation. I mean, this is the thing. And we've talked about this in the show, and I've talked about this too. This is the time to pounce, right? Because I think it's a demographic issue. 5 years from now, the people buying Frank Sinatra's 70th anniversary in the wee small hours is going to be very much like this. It's going to be declining. And someone that's 25 years old, Michael, I can probably guarantee ain't going to be buying in the wee small hours.
Yeah, another example, Tango in the Night. About 5 years ago, Chris Bellman cut that. Then MoFi did it earlier this year as a double 45. Then it's also a Rhino Reserve by Matthew Luthans. I mean, it's like so many reissues of the same title again.
So what I'm proposing is that we need to get into the 90s, folks. Let's at least get into the 90s with some of these bands that were recorded with analog tape and start moving forward that way and start hitting the next generation, people that are our age, where are we, Gen X, right? So who grew up with some of that music, get that on vinyl. That would be big, because this is the thing, to capture new demographic or new people that are into vinyl. We need to see that.
And it's slowly
you can't keep going back to stuff that's 60, 70 years old. At some point, the levee's going to break.
Yeah, and they just did Dr. Dre, The Chronic. That's coming out. That's an example of early 90s, 93, I think.
92, I think. I have the test pressing. I have the test pressing that was given to me by Grover. Grover wants to come on the show. We're trying to work a show out because he wants to talk Dr. Dre. He wants to talk Tom Petty, Wildflowers, One Step, and what the Prince Purple Rain that Levi cut that they did.
Yeah, but what I mean, they did Stone Temple Pilots. Why don't we do like Nirvana, Nevermind, or why don't you do Soundgarden, Super Unknown? Those would be huge.
Again, and I've said this before. I think Analogue Productions, UHQR, Nevermind, Nirvana all day long. You could probably sell 50,000 of those, even at the UHQR box set cut by Bernie Grundman. That would be probably one of the biggest audiophile releases that you'll see. That would be bigger than the Black Sabbath records that have come out.
And nobody's touched Soundgarden. The later stuff was huge, you know?
Yep.
Huge hits.
We need to get a little bit newer stuff going forward, because in 5 years, if we just keep going back to the old faithful, at some point, people want to see Nevermind, UHQR
Yeah.
Nevermind. That would be huge. I mean, hopefully not enough.
Yeah.
Don't do it, and please don't do it 45 RPM. Just please, just do it 33 RPM UHQR. Do the box if you want. I will buy it. I would love to see that. Please do it.
Pearl
Please.
Jam's 10. That would be huge too, you know?
Another huge one. Yep.
Yeah. People our generation were in our 20s when that came out. We
Yep.
would buy that.
Yep. So again, if the record labels need to look at long-term succession plans and long-term planning to make money for their shareholders, they need to look at where the demographic it is. They're still promoting baby boomer stuff, clearly. No one's going to argue that.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with a lot of that as well, and I still listen to it. But I'm ready to see some newer stuff and getting a new generation come in and enjoy vinyl. Start with the 90s. Like I said, going back to this, if Shane can pull off a Chris Isaac, there you go. Well, this is not 1990s, right? What was this, 89 maybe? But yeah.
Hopefully that happens, we'll find out. Yeah.
Does that make sense, everyone? I'm not, I don't think I'm wrong.
Mm-mm.
We need to see that. We really do.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
That would be exciting. Soundgarden was VQR says Soundgarden has been something Chad's worked on for years now. Band has been eyeing one another about rights, so that's just going to take forever. This rights things, right? Yeah.
Although I did see something,
I'm
Steve,
on point.
recently,
I'm on point, Michael.
Yeah,
I'm on point.
I saw something in the news that the estate of Chris Cornell and the members of Soundgarden reached some kind of agreement about rights recently. That was in the news about a week ago.
Well, again, I talked about this on our last show as well. At some point, the estates or these artists that are getting really old are going to wake up and go, I can get $100 million for my tapes. Where's the check? I'm taking it, right? At some point, money talks. And then once that happens, because there's these hedge funds that are buying these catalogs right now. So these hedge funds have investors that want big returns on the money that they're spending for these catalogs. So you're going to see these once they buy this catalog from whatever artist sells it, you're going to be seeing some major releases from those master tapes and from their collection, from their catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see it happen. Just like we called out Sony. And Sony, instead of just dropping these digital files to these engineers, at least give them a one-to-one copy from the analog tape. At least give them that, please. Right?
And they can do that at Battery Studios. They have the facilities for that. They used to do that for Vinyl Me Please.
DR Dr. Bryant 23, not sure about audiophile interest in 90s rock. Sales have been weak for Linkin Park. Have all the Linkin Parks from Because Sound Matters are still on their site? Can you still buy them?
But the thing is, those are $100 and $125. That's
and they're one step. And that's the thing. It goes back to audiophile fatigue. I mean, buyer's fatigue and some of this stuff, right? It gets really, really expensive. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I just want to see their website here. I haven't looked at Because Sound Matters for a while. I want to see where they're at with everything.
So they should have some new titles up, though, right? Purple Rains is they announced Purple Rain by Prince.
Where are we going here? Here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
They've got Wildflowers up, $125 US. Purple Rain, which is a digital cut, $99. Ingenue, Katie Lang, $99. Of course, Green Day, Linkin Park, all available. Actually, the first two, there was 3 Linkin Parks, right? And so the first 2 are sold out.
The first 2 are gone now. Yes.
There you go. So no, there you go. So
2 are sold out.
There you go. I guess we've been proved wrong. So there's a few that have been sold out.
Yeah, and that Purple Rain is a Levi Sites cut.
Yep.
Here in the Northwest.
Yep. James says Bob Seger. I'm just saying this would be a big Nirvana. Yeah. Come on.
A lot of the original Bob Seger.
Don't do 45s of Nirvana, please. Yeah. If they do, I just don't want to see 45s, and I don't think anyone would disagree with me. Just because growing up with the Nevermind album, it's about the track listing. Don't mess it up for me.
Wally Traugott Capital, Bob Seger sound really good. He cut Dark Side of the Moon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, because sound matters, the one steps are awesome. They sound great. Again,
It is.
it's money. It's where do you want to spend your money? And I look at it this way too: return on your sound investment. What does that mean? Well, you spend $150 on a record. Count how many times you're listening to that record in 1 year. Return on your sound investment. If you're listening to it a lot, most people probably don't listen to their UHQRs more than 10 times in a year because you have a collection of 500,000 plus more. How do you have the time for all that? Return on your sound investment. Now, I hope none of you guys are buying this to make money off these records. I think that dream has ended. That ship has sailed a number of years ago now on most of these titles. Would you agree?
Yeah, well, the ones that I've seen people still making money on is when they go sit in line overnight for a record store day, and then something that's 1,000 or 2,000. Those will go.
Yeah. Okay,
that's
but
where
you know
they're
what?
making.
I'll tell you the truth.
That's the exception.
Then get a job. You can probably make
Exactly.
more in the end by actually.
Exactly. It's not worth my time. I'd rather just
No.
pay the money on eBay at that point. But
Yeah.
12 hours of my time, or 18 hours of my time is
It's freezing cold, rain, or whatever it is.
to make $100, right?
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Steve Hoffman was on. I did that shootout with Asia. Remember that show I did, the shootout, Steve Hoffman shootout?
Yes, I remember that.
And he liked the Cisco Asia. That was his top pick.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm getting some good feedback here. You're right, Steve. It's an old reissues from 20 years ago, like Classic, etc. They still demand a lot of money.
Like the Who's Next? That's the demand. Yeah, the classic records.
Yep. But I'm just saying, like, audiophile must-haves. Let's get into the 90s. Let's start moving forward. Nirvana, Nevermind. Let's go. Bernie Grundman cut. I don't care if it's UHQR and they box it up. Do it. Fine. That'd be one where it would actually have a collectible value to it.
And Warner, that was on DGC Geffen, so that's
Yeah,
part
it
of
was.
Warner.
Yeah.
What that could be something Rhino Hi-Fi does too.
Right? I wonder.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So Lawrence is saying the mono Hendrix UHQR is an investment. Don't please. This isn't an investment. Go out, make money, invest long term in the stock market. You'll make more. I promise you. Warren Buffett doesn't buy records. He buys stocks. There's a reason for it. I was in the investment business for 30 plus years. I can promise you way more opportunity. Buy records because you enjoy the sound, you enjoy watching these type of shows and having fun banter about them. And you're right too, the standard Amazon reissue of Nevermind is a BG33 cut, which would be from the analog tapes, I believe. Is that how that rolls
Yeah,
through?
and then after the BG plates wore out, Levi Sites went back and recut that too recently.
Yeah. But wasn't there some rumor during the whole the fires that those tapes were lost? That's not true though. The Nirvana Nevermind master.
I don't
Who
think
knows?
it's
We'll
true.
never know, right? But Charlie was saying he believes that BMG owns it and distributed by Geffen Records now. Of course I do. It's been my life since I was 20 years old.
The vinyl stock market, Steve, or
no stock market itself?
Oh, okay.
Of course. I was a stockbroker for many, many years. Had my own business for years. Yeah. Vinyl as an investment? Stupid, Manfred Stock says. Yeah, it's not an investment. Investment, vinyl records, let's not use that as in the same sentence. These records we talk about are for enjoyment purposes. You're buying them for X. One day when you die, your significant other will sell the whole collection for 50 cents on the dollar. I promise you. If you're lucky, I promise you. So you go to Discogs, you look at your median price. Oh my gosh, that's worth $50,000. Go and try to sell all your collection for $50,000. Good luck. Michael, will that happen? No.
All at one time? Yeah, of course.
Not
I'm
happen.
kidding.
Never happen.
No.
Never. And even trying to piecemeal them off, it's forever. Not going to happen.
And then selling them one at a time on Discogs or eBay with a huge fees, it would never work.
Not happening.
Take it to a used record store, get $4 a record, you know?
Are you getting, I was saying 50 cents on the dollar. Was that what it would be? So if you've
less,
got a $10,000 collection, you'd be lucky to get it wouldn't even get 5,000 for it. I think you get 3. They don't care. They look at, okay, got all these records. They got to put the money up, and then
They'll
it's
give
going to
you a
take
lot
how
price.
long
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
turnover to happen. It's not instantaneous like they have this collection and it's going to be sold right away.
Mhm.
But if they're doing Nirvana, I don't want any Nirvana in 45 RPM. I'm putting that out there right now. I don't want to see it. That would crush me. Just leave it 33, done. Put it on Clarity vinyl, fine. Box it up, fine. Just don't do 45 on that one. Just like no Beatles albums have been a 45 RPM. No will it
You mean
be.
you don't want to hear "Smells Like Teen Spirit" and then "In Bloom" and have to turn the record over?
No,
Or "Come As You Are"?
I want to sit in that
That would
chair
suck.
there and just relax, just listen and relax to that and say, wow,
Yeah.
this is bringing back memories of me when I was in my early 20s. I want that.
Yeah.
So you're right. Your children, guys, anyone, and guys that are watching, I know I won't name them. They're been doing this for years and have significant experience and whatnot, know that you're going to get nothing for your records the day you die. So you got sealed records right now, either sell them or open them or listening to them. Life is too short not to do that. It's ridiculous. It's like that guy that had that $1 million stereo system, right, that passed away a few years ago. His family ended up selling it for, spent over $1 million, and there was family issues and all this because his whole focus, his whole life was this stupid stereo system for $1 million to get the best sounding stereo system. Who cares? Because in the end, he died, and $150,000 is what it went for, and it was piecemealed off. Sold speakers for to this person for $30,000. Oh, this amp went for, it was. It's just put your money in the stock market if you want to make money. You're going to lose every single time. It's a depreciating asset like buying a brand new car. I promise you.
Yeah.
Brand new cars, you're losing $10,000 in the first year minimum.
We have a friend of ours that was actually in Seattle about 2 months ago buying a collection from somebody who developed health issues. He bought 1,200 records, and a lot of them were like sealed UHQRs, MoFis.
Why sealed?
I don't know, but I'll guarantee you the guy probably got $10-15 because you have to resell them.
And there's cost to it, right? Just
exactly.
like
and to ship 1,200 back to where he's at, records
so there's
back to where
shipping
he's
costs
at.
and then
Yeah, I mean,
travel costs.
You're gonna get probably 20% of what you paid.
So rule here, or I guess just a little lesson here today. Enjoy the records you have. Look on your shelf. Pull off the plastic. Put it on your platter. Drop the needle. Listen to the thing. If you're not going to sell it now, because someone will sell it for you, I promise, and it won't be. You'll be rolling in your grave for what they get for it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yep. I agree with you, at least.
The certain original Nevermind Geffen pressings are still worth a crazy amount of money. That was the ones that were mastered originally by Howie Weinberg in 1993. The original Neverminds, I believe it. Is it 93? 91. Okay, 91. I think the second album came out in 93, but the Nevermind 1991 is a Howie Weinberg master.
Yeah, and the In Utero, I believe, had
that's 93. In Utero.
Yeah, that one had. I remember that had TML stamps on it. The Mastering Lab.
So that would have been a all valve, all tube cut.
That was Mastering Lab. Yes.
All tube cut, guys. Nirvana. So that might be why it's worth a lot too.
The other one that sounds really good is Unplugged in New York. That was kind of precision. I have that too. The original. That goes for big money.
David, I'm been in the financial business for 30 years. So yeah, no point did his financial advisor suggest buying Beatles records to boost my retirement fund or premium audiophile records. They're a lost leader. They're for enjoyment purposes only. Don't get into that game. You'll lose every single time, I promise.
So if I buy, say, the Black Sabbath Paranoid, a second copy, and I put it on eBay, and eBay takes their fees, I made maybe $20.
Yeah, and then you look at
then I got to package it.
No, those rip-off PayPal charges as well, everything.
And then you got to go to the post office and ship it. Is that worth my time?
You're taking time from your lunch hour, and it's not worth it for $20. Come on.
Yeah.
Go work at McDonald's for an hour. You make the same amount. I'm serious.
Yeah.
So someone is saying here, VQR, I wish somebody would allow ORG to reissue the 45 and SACD of Jeff Buckley Grace. I've got the Kevin Gray version. That was a digital file from a few years back. I like that one.
That ORG, Jeff Buckley, goes for hundreds of dollars nowadays.
So is that because would be from the analog tapes?
It was all analog. Bernie Grumman, I believe, too.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
I won't say what I paid for my class at Records 45 Chris Bellman test pressing of the Who's Tommy. That's right, because it didn't come out, right? The Who's the Who's Tommy came out on Classic Records.
I think not as 45s, not as the 45s.
Not as 45. That's what I meant. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just as 33s.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's buying Axis Bold Mono 45 for an investment, stop. The flipper, I think the flipping market's dead. It's been dead for a number of years now because people aren't going to run and jump and grab this stuff. This music's been around for 50, 60, 70 years. It's not going away. Can wait a little bit. But yeah, never mind. Nirvana's never mind. I don't care if it's UHQR or if Analogue Productions can do that. Just please, if you're going to, not 45 RPM. That would just be not, it just wouldn't work. Just wouldn't work. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me there.
Yeah. I
agree. Like Steve Hoffman says, if you got a 33, just turn it up 2 dB. It's the same as having a 45. I mean, tongue in cheek, of course, but I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Did you bring anything else? I think we said picks.
No, I think I pretty much showed. I mentioned this is one of my favorite new recordings. This Mighty Rootsman, definitely recommend it.
I'm really excited. I'm excited to get that one. I need to get that, and it looks so old school. That's new. Like it's a new reissue.
It was recorded in 2010. Yeah, and they never released it until this year.
It's got like a 19, like just if you put it up again, it's got like that 1950s sort of style to it or something.
It's really cool. Yeah. I just played it right before the show, and I really enjoyed it. Yes, on Amazon for $26 right now.
So, Rick's, good example. Hey, I'll give you more examples. How about MoFi's Janis Joplin Pearl? You couldn't sell that for $50 on Discogs. No one's going to buy that.
Or their folk singer, which is not as good as the Bernie Grumman cut.
Or the classic. Paul Simons. You're not going to.
The Paul Simon.
No one's buying those. I challenge someone to put those ones up for $50 in Discogs and show me if it gets sold. There's no demand for it.
No.
Completely lost your shirt on that one. That's a 75% decrease in your investment. Because it's not an investment.
Yeah, I bought that folk singer and Pearl, and I've never played them once, maybe.
Rick's keeps going on about Greg Kelby's originals. They sound good. If you guys check that out, he's a big Kelby fan for the Led Zeppelin. He does a good job. But these road cases, I know Josh from High Fidelity Records came on a few years back. He had a road case that he was promoting on the show and showing everyone. I think it ended up selling for over $20,000.
Yeah,
it was sealed. Paul Simon's still crazy that if you can get $50 for it in Discogs, I dare you and challenge you to show me if you can. I don't think anyone wants it. I have it. I bought it for $125 US.
Yeah. And I think Ryan K. Smith did a cut of that for Record Store Day also. Not a much cheaper, $25-$30.
Well, as a Canadian, you can't return MoFi one steps. And I wouldn't return MoFi one steps because I love the sound of them when I bought them. And just because after the fact I learned it wasn't true analog, I think in a way, if you like the sound and that's the reason why you bought them, you listen to them, why return them? Unless you just wanted your money back because you felt you were lied to. But again, I think it's all about the sound. But I really think, moving forward, audiophile must-haves. I want to see newer artists. Let's get into the 90s.
Let's get some. Why not?
Like great grandpa music. It gets to a point where that's just targeting people that obviously can afford it and will buy it, of course, for nostalgic purposes. But it's not growing. And I'm becoming more of a proponent of growing the industry as a whole. And you're only going to do that with new demographic interested in vinyl. Otherwise, it's gonna frickin' die.
Why hasn't anybody done Depeche Mode or the Cult? I'm just thinking of examples just off the top of my head.
How do these stereo companies, equipment companies make money eventually if all the baby boomers are dead and all the records out there are all 70-year-old recordings? Gets to the point that only Gen X or Gen Z or whatever, they only want so many different variations of Dark Side of the Moon.
And how many Sonny Rollins Way Out West can you? I mean, there's probably 15 audiophile reissues of that. Come on,
it's a great sounding record.
It is, but over and over and over and over. Yeah, but it's been done so many times.
See, Chris is in agreement. You have to. We have to see that happen. And there has to be a shift, but I don't think the shift will happen unless you have certain people who are now in charge of the labels catalogs.
Mm-hmm.
They need to start looking at their AI models and look at where the demographic is, look at who's buying, and start moving forward. Even the 80s, Chris says, more Duran, sure.
Yeah. I
Depeche
mean, both.
Mode, yes.
Yeah. Even artists like Iron Maiden, why hasn't any been done? I mean, they're huge. They would sell some records. Come on. You know?
I think a lot of people, the heavy metal fans out there, if Iron Maiden was cut to vinyl audiophile,
Analog?
I
Yeah.
think you'd get some people buying records they hadn't bought records before and start buying some
They
equipment.
would buy a turntable just for that
This
reason.
is
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not a
Yeah.
Crosley, but this is what I'm
No.
saying. And we got to think sort of more into the future here.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so many Frank Sinatra fans out there before that's going to go into the deep end.
Yeah.
Something like Nirvana Nevermind, 33 RPM, UHQR. I think that would be one of the biggest ones you could ever probably release for anyone from the 90s catalog. And that would sell out. You know how the Depeche Mode, that would be big too, but you know how, I hate to say it, Steely Dan, they issued what, 30,000 of Asia.
And
Who wants to bet me if Acoustic Sounds Analog Productions put out 30,000 of Nevermind UHQR, 33 RPM, cut by Bernie, Chris, or whoever, doesn't matter, they all do a great job. I think 30,000 would sell out pretty damn quick.
Mm-hmm.
As a standalone, I don't want to see it reissued again where, oh, you can, like, you know how Marley's, you buy the UHQR and then they release just the normal 33s. No, I just want it to be a standalone UHQR 33 RPM and none of these, oh, we can buy the Target version or the Walmart version and stuff like that. I just want to see that. That would bring a whole new generation to the industry.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Everyone would buy it. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Absolute no-brainer. REM's been, Chris Bellman's been doing REM for years now. I think it's, some of them are from the analog, some of them are from a digital file. I'm not sure which ones are
and
which.
Kevin Gray also. Kevin
Gray, I think a lot of that is digital though.
It's digital, yeah.
I'm not sure if Automatic for the People, which is my favorite REM album, Chris Bellman did a number of years ago now. I don't know when I had him on the show the first time, if I asked him this or not, but I'm not sure if I did, if that's in AAA cut. I might have to ask him again. But all his Tom Petty's are AAA.
Yeah, they are.
Full Moon Fever, AAA. Sounds so good. You don't hear about that. Tom Petty? You don't hear a lot about the Tom Pettys that Chris Bellman did. Those are audiophile. That's 90s and late 80s.
And someone's mentioning Tool. Tool Enema, that's been rumors about that being
That's been going on.
The original goes for over 1,000 now.
Right? Soundgarden audiophile discography box. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Counting Crows, though, they did the whatever the one came out in 93. I mean, MoFi did that. I have the CD.
Yeah.
Chris Bellman did I have the Chris Bellman all analog that was out. So it's been out for a while.
Didn't the Chris box Productions do a Counting Crows also? I thought they did.
Yep. I think that it was a Chris Bellman. So that's where I think we need to see must have audiophile records. We need to see 90s stuff going forward. And I don't believe that this is the first time these record companies are hearing this. Clearly, they sit down and come up with ideas. I know watching a lot of these comments, people are like, why can't we get something newer?
What about the Police? What about Ozzy Osbourne solo albums? Those would be huge. Both of those artists.
Especially, absolutely.
Yeah. The Police has never had all analog reissues. Ozzy hasn't had all analog reissues, just Black Sabbath.
So the exception are these, and I agree with VQR, 100 plus records that are pressed in runs of 10K just don't sell it instantly. We know that. Look at Steely Dan. But Nirvana, Soundgarden, of course, Led Zeppelin will. Agreed. And we know if Led Zeppelin or if Jimmy Page ever decides, we know that Rhino Hi-Fi will get the first kick at the cat on that one, and that will sell out. Yeah, Blizzard of Oz. I have the original Blizzard of Oz. It's a good sounding record. That'd be nice. Duran would sell well. Again, new generation. You really got to look for a new market here moving forward. 5 years from now, if we're still doing the show, I really hope we're not talking about audiophile pressings that are coming out from the 1960s still. What little hair I have left, I'll have none.
Hey, Steve, I'm going to go run to my door because the FedEx guy just got here. I'm going to get something, okay?
Do we know what it is? Do we know what it is? So what do you guys think? We need to see 90s. I don't know if we need to start a petition maybe or something like that. But yeah, Soundgarden seems to be a lot of folks want that. Of course, Nirvana, it's a no-brainer, always is. Must be a licensing issue, but at some point, if the demand is there, it could happen. Just like I want to see Chris Isaak. You guys are big Chris Isaak fans. Want to see that happen. So you know what you're doing here, Michael. You know what you have in your hand.
I think I know what it is.
So Jane's Addiction's one that I know.
High Fidelity.
Great grappler, Jane's Addiction. They're working on that one, but obviously we know the issues in that band. But yeah, James 90s, absolutely. Soundgarden all day long. New Order all day long.
Oh, look what just arrived.
Shock. Oh, you bought two. Oh, are you
one
flipping?
One is
You're
my
not
friend.
flipping.
No, one of my friends was at work and he asked me to get it for him. He couldn't. So one of them is my friend. So not flipping. But yeah, then on mine, regardless of complaints from people about damage, mine have zero damage. All four corners.
I read the complaints and I don't know. I've never had an issue with any of mine either. It's weird.
Yeah, not a single.
So you're being called out. You're being called out as a flipper. Nice cover there. Oh, it's for my friend.
No, it actually is. He was at work.
I noticed.
And, yeah. My friend Ed from Audio Ultra. I'm gonna take it over there later today. Yeah. He even zelled me the money ahead of time just to make sure. So, so I'm gonna go listen to mine now, you guys, and compare it to my original.
Really focus on. I mean, you're gonna, you know your stuff, but you'll really hear Buckingham's guitars. They just come out at you.
Do you think I should open both and give him I keep the one with the lower number? That's really important, right?
Cares. You're probably going to. You know what though? The thing is, you can't see the number. You don't know the number.
You can't. It's hidden. That's the thing. It's hidden.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that. That's silly.
You know
I was just joking.
I bet you though. I have you beat. I have you really beat. I've got the lowest number. I've got 0000. Beat that one.
Yeah. That doesn't even exist. That's an imaginary record, right?
Well, sometimes these are the promos, right? You get zeros, and then the last few promos I've received from Rhino, Sex Pistols as an example, I have number 24. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Not that means a damn thing.
Yeah.
I wish it did. But again, they're not investments.
I'm gonna try to eventually get the Chris Bellman cut and compare these. I'm curious to hear that.
You have the Chris Bellman, right?
I don't. I haven't bought that yet. I just have a couple of originals. We'll find out. I'm really looking forward to this. So I've heard really good things about it.
Rex V's asking me what I thought of the put up the Buckingham Nicks. Guitar is way more snap. Dynamics are stronger. His vocals came through with extra clarity and crispness. Soundstage is wide. Is feels noticeably wider. Ricks. It doesn't. I don't know if Kevin cut it hot, but it definitely has. It doesn't have that overly hot cut to it, but it definitely has something there that just jumps out at you. Definitely cleaner and more open. That helps.
So somebody's saying in the comments, the CB cut is great, but very quiet.
Interesting. I didn't find that. I don't have the CB cut. I didn't find that in my Kevin Gray. It is not quiet. Like I said, I don't think it's cut hot, but it's definitely not quiet. It's a little bit louder than my Canadian reissue that I have here.
Here's the thing: the CB is at Target, at Walmart, on Amazon. They may be cutting it for a different level of turntable playback,
And then the vinyl and those are at. Did they press those at Memphis? I think.
Memphis Record Pressing. I'm sure, which is GZ Media owned. Yeah.
So it was GZ International if you're a European buyer, and Memphis if you're a North American buyer.
And then they also own
for the Chris Bellman Buckingham Nicks.
They also own a pressing plant in Canada. I think it's called Precision.
Yeah, that's right. It's on Vancouver Island.
Yes. Yep. So we'll see what happens.
So moving forward, Audiophile must-haves 90s titles. I mean, obviously, reissue labels want Nirvana. I mean, you'd be stupid not to want that because that's a moneymaker. And at some point, the estates or the families will want money. Has to happen. But don't buy a record because you think it's going to be worth double in 5 years or 10 years. Chances are it's not. History shows that the stock market has done a lot better over a 100-year time period, 30-year time period, 15-year time period. So if you can invest money, real estate, stock portfolios, better option for you.
We're also missing many 80s titles for Generation X in the
Right?
comments. What about Billy Idol? What about Blondie? I mean, why isn't any of this stuff? I mean, it's all analog.
Blondie's not
Why?
Oh, Blondie, I guess it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
70s.
early 80s and early 80s. Yeah. Why isn't anybody bothered? You know, I'm curious.
Here's the thing. Rhino Hi-Fi, it's on their radar. I can promise you, I've had discussions with them.
James Addiction.
Of course, nothing shocking. I want that. I have the original. Sounds great. I think my original was a Howie Weinberg, or is it Ludwig? Someone will tell me.
No,
I'm not. I have
trying
it
to
here.
remember.
I have it here somewhere. I'm not going to grab it. Anyways, it's great.
I think mine was just pressed at Warner Brothers. It didn't have anything else on there. I don't remember.
Well, The Cure. I mean, they're coming out with. I mean, The Cure. Yeah, sure. There's lots. Prince would be cool. Well, they're coming out with audiophile Prince stuff. I think Prince soundtracks audiophile would be really cool. Like the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah.
1989.
That original Nothing Shocking, I believe, was the DMM pressing. I got to check.
So that would probably be that sounds like would be a Howie Weinberg mastering then, because he did a lot of DMM back then in the in that time. What year is Nothing Shocking? That would be early 90s?
Or that was 87, 88.
Oh, that was that early. Okay,
88,
so 88. Okay, right.
Yeah.
It's that long ago now. My God.
It has been.
That would mean I was in high school then. That's crazy. I didn't even put that together. I love what Steven says. It's like, it's like, how's your Beanie Baby value, or how's your, remember your pet rock collection, your Cabbage Patch Kid collection? I mean, how are those looking?
Yeah, the Cabbage Patch Kids, remember them?
Mm-hmm. Our little Boo Boo collection at some point will be worth zero. Same thing.
Actually, it was cut at Future Disc, I believe. Yep, Future Disc is where Jane's Addiction was cut.
Interesting. Well, Chris, I turned Chris Michael on to Batman. He found a clean original. All I can say is, Chris, what are you? Remember that part of the movie? I'm not about to fall asleep. I'm just reading the comments here. It's great. Or are you falling asleep, Thomas?
I'm going to leave my Jane's Addiction out to play it.
You doing that today?
I should listen to it. Yeah, why not?
Well, have we come to consensus here today, this morning?
Yeah.
Buckingham Nicks. Put it up. Where's your Buckingham Nicks? I think
my new Buckingham Nicks.
But I think this needs to be audiophile. I know if PB Thal's watching, he's laughing right now at me because he doesn't like Chris Isaac. This is my original. Sounds amazing, but audiophile reissue. Intervention Records, please do it.
But I want to see the Baja Sessions on vinyl. It has never been out on vinyl. That's a great album from Chris Isaac. He has some awesome covers on it.
I want to see Prince soundtracks on Rhino Hi-Fi, all analog. That's what I want to see, including the Batman.
Yeah.
Album. That would be, I think that would sell well. That'd be huge.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people are on the fence about this Purple Rain one step, right?
You know, it got a 10 out of 10 for sound on
from Michael Fremer.
Yep. Correct. I saw that. Yeah. Yep.
I know Kevin Gray cut an analog version of it years back, right? So not that long. We'll have to see. Echo and the Bunnymen. See that one? That would be nice. I've recommended that already to Rhino. Who knows? That would be cool. There's lots of options.
The Cult Electric, the Cult Sonic Temple. Those were huge albums, both of those, you know?
Yeah.
They would sell a lot. People our age.
I think when Green Day or Prince can get $100 plus reissues without much fanfare, not sell out immediately at the sub 5,000 limit, I have little faith Soundgarden, Nirvana, or Led Zeppelin would sell out fast. Well, I think Led Zeppelin would sell 5,000 of each of their albums. It was Rhino Hi-Fi. I think we've talked about that already, and I think we're all in agreement. Soundgarden, Nirvana would sell out. I think Batman would. I don't know if Batman would sell instantly. I think if you'd put together like a Prince soundtrack box set or something. How many soundtracks did he do? 3 or 4? 5 maybe?
I lost track. He did a couple.
Four or 5.
Hmm.
Is Purple Rain considered a soundtrack then? I guess so.
Yeah, it says music from the official sound. Yeah, I believe.
Oh, maybe they do a Purple Rain again reissue. Going back to all these same titles, maybe you see that eventually. Purple Rain, Batman, Prince soundtrack. What are the other ones? I can't remember. I can't even keep track. But yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Thanks, guys. Let's go into the 90s. Remember, records are not an investment. They're here to listen to and enjoy now, because if you wait around and your family gets a hold of your records once you're 6 feet under, just so you know, they're worth less than 50 cents in the dollar to any dealer wanting to sell. No one's going to argue that. Just look at your Paul Simon MoFis. Look at your Janet Joplin Pearls MoFis. You'd be lucky to sell those for $50 on Discogs right now. And you bought them for $125. Not a good investment. If you keep making investment mistakes like that, you'll have no money.
All right. And with that, I guess we call it a show.
Have a good one. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Michael.